Welcome to Port Royal. This is a town we've built for our pirate boat race. It's got lots of iconic locations from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, including the Swann Manor. And we're taking you on a tour. The Swann Manor was built by my collaborator, Mr. Black. He tried to follow the original plans as much as possible, but with limited photos being available online, he ended up using a lot of screenshots from the movie. Most of the windows were custom made, including the blinds, and it took a lot of care to get as much detail as possible while capturing the grandeur of the location. Inside the foyer is where you can get a really good look at just how much care was taken to capture the feel of the house. To the right, we have Governor Swann's study, which ended up being the entire room. Not exactly the plan, but it was never actually pictured in the movie, and there are no blueprints available. So we had a little bit of leeway. We just wanted something that was fitting for the governor himself. Unfortunately, we weren't able to include a ballroom, as might have actually been provided in a house of this type. Now, we figured that the dining room would also be rather large and ostentatious, even if it was just the governor and his daughter, Elizabeth, eating. After all, he was the governor of an entire island, and this type of grandeur was not unknown. Close by, with easy access to both the dining room and, of course, the office, we have the kitchen. Mr. Black and I tried to use the space as wisely as possible to give it an expansive feel where lots of cooking and living would occur. After all, the kitchen is the heart of the house. Okay, right now we're going to head upstairs where most of the action in the house occurs, and we have Elizabeth Swann's room, which is over to the left. Apparently in the movie, most of this house was built on sets, and then the crew promptly had a ball blowing it up with cannonballs. Instant destruction. As you can see, the bed was custom made. It's a nice big full poster bed, as luxurious as possible, fit for a princess. The furniture was lush, and we didn't even use any of the provided beds. So while it looks good, you can't actually sleep on it or clean the bed. On the other side of the hallway, we have the governor's room. Of course, this is the governor's bathroom, large and luxurious, lots of room for bathing. Maybe he likes to splash, who knows? And of course, he also has a four-poster bed, significantly smaller than Elizabeth's, but it is made up of two of our standard beds side by side to give as much space as possible. Located down the hall and just outside of Elizabeth's room, we have her maid's room, which is very close to Elizabeth, so she can always be on call. Upstairs is where the servants will be quartered. Some of this is purely conjecture. We just kind of threw down a couple of beds since we were spending a lot more time focused on the governor's rooms than the servants' quarters. This is fully functional and it goes all the way upstairs, even up to the attic, which has been fully spaced out. And if you're an adventurer, there's a special chest up here. I wonder what's inside. Heading back downstairs, you can see the lavish use of wood paneling and the multiple techniques that Mr. Black has had to use to make the property look as lavish as possible. These included quick turn techniques using the thruster against the wall to get pieces in different orientations than what you would expect. The fence that we're looking at, for instance, that was a custom build. It's a wrought iron fence, and it was made of these flagpoles that were just put in place to form this fence. Quite brilliant work. Lots of lavish gardens, and of course, the carriage house, complete with the coach, which was custom built by yours truly. A house this big would have its own stable and a carriage house. Unfortunately, there are no horses in the game, but we do have a full stable with room enough for 6. So, hook us up, Epic. There is, of course, a workshop in the back to make it a fully functional space. This is based, of course, on actual designs of stables. Once again, this stable is another custom build by Mr. Black. Seriously, if you're not following him yet, go and do so now. Link is right there. Now, this has been a really detailed look at what we created. This is not necessarily what the house would have looked like and would have included, but we did try to stay as close as possible to the material. And with our knowledge of the location and the type of the people who live in this property, the Swann house is one of the most iconic locations in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. And we have lots more locations to give you a tour of later. If you're part of the boat races, you do get to experience these locations firsthand. But we just wanted to show everyone what it is we were working on. It's not just a pirate race, it's a treasure hunt. And this is only one of the treasures that you can find.
Why are you on my boat? You're lagging me. So cool! They teamed up. You want to team up?